All right, look at this chart, look at this triad. This is video 2, and we're gonna go through all 24, 12 major, 12 minor triads. Last week we did this shape here. It's the same shape as this week, okay? Let me explain the chart, grab it linked below, but I'm gonna tell you this, I promise you, and I talked to my neighbor Bruce about this, and my friend Eddie, and they're both, beginners, low intermediates, and I told them, triads will connect your playing more than anything. So just stick with me, watch this whole series. Here's a little link to last week's video. Grab the ebook for that one too. All right, let's just go over the information on the chart. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how to practice it and then show you how it connects to some real world stuff. Okay, top left, a 1-3-5 triad, and it says the ADG string set. And I was talking to Bruce. I showed this to Bruce just to test the waters. And he's like, well, what's that mean? I said, well, look at the red box. I was showing him the chart you're looking at now, and grab it, link below. The ADG string set, we're just using the open strings as a point of reference. So when you hear like a string set, you see that red box around it? I called that the Eddie box because my friend Eddie who plays is like, you got to put a box on there for these guys, man. I said, okay, so the ADG string set. So you can see we're clearly on the ADG strings. That's the triad shape we're doing. Now, let's go to the top left. So 1-3-5 triad, ADG string set. You got that. Now, if you're confused, just drop a comment. I'll help you. Somebody in here will help you. If you've never dropped a YouTube comment, I challenge you to make it your first one and put first in the comments if it is. Okay, now here's another thing that Bruce got confused on, and I had to put on the chart. You see right below it how it says R root, which is in red, which is right here on the 15th fret. I'm playing with my pinky on the A string. Remember the ADG string set. The root note is the same thing as the 1. Now I tested this with Bruce on purpose because I threw out terms like 1-3-5 triad. A few minutes later, I called it the root 3-5. He said, well, what's that? I said, well, the root and the 1 are the same exact thing, okay? So sometimes it sounds silly. People just get lost in semantics of music and life in general, right? So 1-3-5 is the root 3-5. I've included a chart on here where I changed the R to a 1, okay? But I'm always gonna keep it red. All right. Now on the bottom left, just some kind of bonus information to plant a little seed. We're not really gonna cover it, but just so you know, where does a triad come from? And it says a triad is made of the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes of the major scale. So if you know how to play the major scale, you could pull out the 1st, 3rd, and 5th note and build a triad. These are just building blocks, okay? And the bottom left of that, a 1-3-5 triad is made by stacking a major 3rd interval, which is this one, root to 3, okay? And I'm telling you this because I want you to have the light bulb moment, whether it's now, over time, whether it could be the 15th video, the 23rd, or, you're gonna have it. So this is a major 3rd interval, that root to the 3, see, R, red, the 3 in blue, and then the 3 to the 5, that's a minor interval, okay, that's the distance between, but when we play all 3, that is a triad. So everything, you have to take things to build other things. Let me pull it from the major scale, okay? So there is your root 3-5 or 1-3-5 triad. Now, let's think of some things we can do in order to play this triad, okay? So one thing you can do, and then I'm gonna show you really important what those red arrows are, is you can go like this. Don't even take your rhythm hand out of it, your train, your locomotive here. Pull it off and just see if you can get the triad shape. Just go back and forth. Take your guitar to the couch unplugged, take your acoustic, okay? And then get this, because remember, I'm always gonna preach that rhythm is everything. So triad, take it off. Triad, take it off. Do like a little beatbox to build an internal rhythm, okay? Watch. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what those red arrows are for and the reason I'm teaching you the triad like this. Now, obviously, we're in a key. We're playing notes, okay? The notes that we're playing are C, E, G, okay? So triads are going to teach you the notes on the neck. And you guys know I always back up what I say. I do triads over and over and over because they're the single most important. They are the bones. They're the glue. They're what's going to take you to the next level. Okay, and I'm going to show you a real world thing. The red arrows, the reason I'm showing you this is because you can move it to any key. I could have written C, E, G on there, but I want you to know that that's the root 3-5. I want you to know if I take my pinkies on the root, if I move it all the way, let's say I move it all the way down here to the 5th fret, just move the shape. Did you see my shape change? The answer is no, you did not. Like, watch, if I go back up and I go, and I land here, now same shape, well, I just have to look at the root and figure out what note that is, so that's D. So I automatically know, now I'm playing a D major triad, a 1-3-5, because the shape didn't change. I'm on the ADG string set, I know my shapes. Now, let's connect in some real world stuff. I'll give a shout out to Eddie again, because he's like, hey, if you can, try and show how that triad comes from a real world song. Now, this is something, let's see if I can even play this intro. It uses this triad shape, but it adds one extra note, adds this octave. So now we're just in a different key, but you see I'm the same shape. I went. Now you guys know that song, right? Okay, what is it? Yes, it's Under the Bridge by the Chili Peppers. But I remember, if you've played the song, drop in the comments. When I saw that shape, I was like, what the heck? And I knew I'm pretty sure he was playing a D to F sharp. But I was like, well, why would he just play the open D and then go to the F sharp? Here's the why you want to learn triads. This is a different flavor, okay? You notice how I've got those 3 notes of that shape are doing? Boom, boom, boom. And he just adds in this extra octave, this D to D. Okay? If you're totally lost, don't worry. He just goes. But he's playing the harmonic basic foundation of that is this root 3-5. Okay? But because we moved it, we're in the key of D. That's why you need to know. That's why I'm going to always keep the roots in red or the ones. Same thing, right? And you're going to figure that out, okay? But this is why I want you guys to do a little more work. Put in the work, go a little bit deeper, and move these shapes around, all right? So there's kind of a real world thing, a connection. But you can hear, like this is a different vibe than doing the open D. So if I went do, right? But he also does that little slide up. So that's why you want different flavors. Like, it's like, think of it like cooking a piece of steak or a piece of chicken with the same seasoning and using the same dipping sauce or whatever you like to put on your food forever. You want all these different flavors, okay? So that's what I want you to do, is I want you to practice the triad shape, okay? It's up here. You can also play it here and use the open string. Now, if you're totally lost, it's okay, but see if you can go from the open C all the way up here to that triad, okay? That's a long movement. C, C, triad, C, open, C, triad. If that's a little far for you and your rhythm starts to fall apart, see if you can get this C bar chord to the triad shape, okay? Or watch the video I'm going to link here in a minute with last week. Here's the cool part about the EAD string set and the ADG string set. The shapes don't change, okay? It starts to switch up when we get to the 2 other string sets. We'll get to that soon, all right? So just work on that. So most importantly, figure out where that root is, okay? If you want, move it around. Play a little progression just using the shape. Maybe go a C, go D, and then maybe go F, okay? Or you could go C, F, G, like C, and then there's F, F, A, C, and then G, B, D. As long as I know where my root is, I'm good. I know the root's on my pinky on the string set. Look. Look, see? And essentially what I just showed you is what I want you guys to sit down and put in the time and put in the work, okay? I'm going to show you a video in a couple days where I'm going to be hacking hard, okay? But the reason I want you to see that is you need to see that we all struggle. But the point of showing you that video is I'm going to show you how I'm stringing together all these triad sets. Now we've only got 2 more 1-3-5s on 2 different string sets. So video 3 is going to have this one, that shape, one of my favorites, to this one. So here's the one from last week, C, E, G. Here it is. Today's are all 1-3-5s. Here's the other C, E, G, the other C, E, G. And then when you practice, you're going to go, and then back. Okay, so there we go. You guys got enough. Drop me any comments, any questions. Thanks for watching the channel. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're Team Jellyfish, hopefully we can find all of our jellyfish on here. If you don't know what that means, you soon will. Shout out to Hans and Bruce for Hans. Bruce and Eddie. Hans is another friend who plays the guitar. Well, more on him later. We call him Crazy Hans. Anyways, keep going. Only you can stop you. You won't stop. Grab that chart and put in the word triads, triads, triads. Those are, I think, the most important thing you can learn in music. My opinion. See you in the next video. Peace.